Hey everyone. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the two sets that make up our Twilight Masquerade in English. So Twilight Masquerade is going to be the sixth set or seventh set released in the Scarlet and Violet era. It's going to be one of our main sets coming out pretty soon here. We're just finally getting these reveals for Mask of Change, which is the second set that's going to be included. But Crimson Haze came out a little bit ago, March 2024, so it's pretty recent still. I got a comment asking my thoughts about it, so I thought I'd just share like how I felt about them. Obviously, I think they're going to be a great set, and if you can, I would recommend opening like a couple packs of it because it's like we're at the point where we're not in Scarlet and Violet beta anymore. They've worked on the pull rates, they've worked on like everything, and they made it so these sets are like small. They're in a good size, like it's like a pretty collectible size. Um, Temporal Forces was only like 160 cards in the main set, which is actually quite small. Um, but I want to just look at three main things. So we're gonna look at the artwork for the main sets for both of the sets. We're gonna look at prominent featured Pokemon, like important, cool Pokemon that are featured in the main set, and then we're gonna look at appealing new things. This includes like regional forms or just new Pokemon in general, or interesting mechanics, stuff like that. And then we're gonna go through the secret sets for all three of them, or sorry, both of the sets afterwards. So firstly, I want to look at like the artwork. Um, Overall, I think the past couple of sets, Pokemon has been absolutely knocking it out of the park with the artwork. Getting a lot of newer artists to work on cards. Even a card like the Tangrowth is really, really nice. This is a card by Anosaki Dynamic, I can just tell. Really nice Ariados. I feel like Ariados always gets like a pretty decent amount of cards, but that one is like very realistic, very nice. This is a fantastic Leafeon card. Debut artist, this is their second card, Kuromori. They did the Gardevoir alt art from Paldean Fates, which is a nice card. You get a regular print of Iron Leaves by Mitsuhiro Rita, which is a nice card. And then you get this really, really nice Poltergeist? Yeah, Poltergeist by Mina Minami Take, which is a very nice simplistic card. Showcases the Pokemon perfectly. We get a new Vulpix and Ninetales, Vulpix by Soso and a Ninetales by Kichiro Ito. Very strong artists starting out. And then we have this very colorful Slugma by Gapao. Definitely a newer artist, only 4 cards, but they made a good first impression. We have an entire Infernape lane. I'll talk about that. That's pretty prominent. We've got this little Chimchar by Jerky. We have the Monferno by Scav. And then we have the Infernape by Takumi Wada, who is an artist who has many cards at this point. They received their first technical card in Paradox Rift, but they were definitely considered to be a Pokemon artist before that because they had some like illustration promos. We have this really nice looking Chiyu by Oku. Um, Very nice artist there. We got Crawdont. We have a Glaceon, obviously, if we to go with the Leafeon, Gen 4 vibes. We got Walking Wake illustrated by Kawaii, which is a very nice regular print of a Pokemon like Walking Wake. You have a regular Zapdos by Gosan, very striking style that pops out there. Heliolisk, which I feel like hasn't really been featured. We haven't seen it since Crown Zenith, so a couple sets ago. We have Belly Bolts. We have a Giraffe Rig illustrated by Shinji Kanda. Very nice artwork by Shinji Kanda. To be expected. We have this Floette. Another artist that I'm looking out for is Mingo. The first couple of cards they've illustrated are all really nice. We have an Enamorus by Dom. Dom is a nice artist as well. It's a very like simplistic card for Enamorus. It's like their second regular print for Enamorus, so it's a nice card. This card is an illustrated Screamtail EX by Akagi, who did an all art in the set. Nice card there. This one is a newer artist, Whisker. They did a Hisuian Growlithe, and then we have Sei Nanahara, who did the Hisuian Arcanine. We have a Probopass card, nice card. We have this Terra Greninja EX. Terra cards I always quite like. In the sets, they're diverse. The texture is always nice. The artwork always pops a lot more on the Terra cards. And they're always pretty cheap. We also have this Blood Moon Ursaluna by AKCG Works, one of the better 3D graphics companies, and this card is no different. Colors choosing are nice. Glowing green eye is nice. The claw is nice. And then we're going to move into we can also talk about one of the trainers. The Lana's Assistance by Atsushi Furusawa is a very nice, like, regular trainer. That's probably, like, the standout in the set, in my opinion. Um, and then you have the A-Specs. I'm not particularly, like, concerned with the A-Specs personally, just because I'm, like, an artwork guy. Not really a player first. But, yes, let's talk about Mask of Change. So Mask of Change features Pokemon like Sunflora, a new artist working on the Sunflora, which is Onishi. pretty sure. Then we have Volbeat and Illumise. We have a very nice Phantom by new artist Katsunori Sato, and then a very beautiful Trevenant by Oswaldo Cato. I love Trevenant personally, so nice to see him in the set. Very happy. We're getting another Poltergeist and Sinistra. So we're getting a good amount of the Kitakami, the first DLC representation. We have all four of the cards, the Terra Mask Ogerpon cards. They all look quite nice, in my opinion. This Darmanitan is a standout. The Lampent is a standout in my opinion. We have Poliwhirl and Poliwrath in this set. We have Milotic, very nice Milotic card. We also have Glalie and Frostlass, which is pretty cool. We have Palafin EX, which is a pretty nice one. I love this card, this Palafin, the regular by Ligton. Very nice artwork. Um, we have a Luxray EX, which is a first for Luxray in the Scarlet and Violet era. Very nice. Happy to see Luxray getting a card. Then we have a very nice Kilowattrel by Anisaki Dynamic. Obviously, a lot of these cards are noteworthy, but I kind of want to just make sure that I have enough time to cover everything that I want to go through. Um, the entire Abra line is just fantastic. The Abra by Kariya. We have the Kadabra by Uninori, who kind of captures that like older Sugimori style. And then we have this very nice Alakazam by Masako Tomi. I love the color usage in this card, the dark purples and the light green moon with the very stylistically nicely colored Alakazam. It just like it pops off the card. You can see it. It's like you can see Alakazam's colors and then you can see the purple. You've got Palossand in here. You have the new Pokemon, the Loyal 3, a very nice Sandshrew by Tetsukayama. I personally love that artist. I think they're doing great things. Same with these Ai Kusube, who worked on the girder. We have a new Conkeldurr, which is pretty interesting. We have another debut artist, Kazumasa Yasukuni, sorry, Glamora, very nice color usage on that card. We have another Kawaii card. I'm a big fan of Kawaii. We have a Tomokazu card, which is the what's his name? Venipede. We have a new Scoldipede card. This one's by Shiburenguru. I might have said that wrong, but they did these Zapdos from 151. We have a new Aggron line. All three of those cards are very nice. We have a Heatran Holo from Akira Gawa, who is my personal favorite artist in the Pokemon TCG. We have a Dragapult EX, and then we have this Blissey illustrated by Iwamoto05, who is a new artist, illustrating an EX Pokemon, which is very nice. This card, I think, is a new artist, Mugi Hamada, and I'm pretty sure I've never seen their artwork before, but their artwork kind of reminds me of like more modern Tomokazu cards, but a little bit less crazy. Their color usage is very nice. It's like very vivid, and it's very vibrant for sure. And then we have a new Swanna and a new Ducklet. Very nice overall. I think that the Pokemon that they chose for the set lists are overall very nice. You have a very good mix of Pokemon in here. You have Evolutions, you have Leafeon Glaceon, you have Ninetales, a good Pokemon. You have the regular Prince of Iron Leaves and Walking Wake, very cool. You have starter Pokemon, you've got Infernape, you have Greninja, um, and then you have, in the other set, you've got more starters, I believe, right? Yeah, Grookey and what's his name? Rillaboom, and then I think there was another starter, right? Might be mistaken. No, just one starter in this set, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean overall, like both set lists are pretty strong. They feature many different cards from many different artists, which is something that I look out for when it comes to a set. I enjoy it when there's many different kinds of artists working on cards because I don't like it when it's all by the same person, even if I really like the person. Just because I like it when they mix it up with newer artists. You have a Milotic, you have a lot of Pokemon that I personally like, such as Luxray. You have Alakazam. I like Alakazam. I like Palossand. This is just for Mask of Change. You also have the Crimson Haze cards. I love the evolutions. I like Chiyu. I like Hisui and Arcanine. That's a nice card. And then Tinglu is my favorite of the Treasures of Ruin. Um, so yeah, I think artwork we've got that off the board. We've got featured Pokemon kind of off the board. Oh, actually, let's talk specifically about them. So firstly, we have Poltergeist and Sinistra. So Poltergeist has this nice card by Mina Manamitake, which I already talked about, and then Sinistra, which is by AKCG Works. This one is a very like large EX. Um, Takes up a lot of the card, which is a good thing for readability. And then we have this nice other Poltergeist by Tsuchiro Gunjima and a Sinistra by Koki Saito, who is another artist that's good for readability in terms of cards. Makes it very nice and easy to understand, read. Then we also have Blood Moon Ursaluna, because this is Crimson Haze, which is the Blood Moon Ursaluna set. This is a nice card featuring the Pokemon. It represents it well, I would say. And then we have Ogre Pond. So we have a regular print by Sonosuke Sakuma, which is a nice, like, full illustration of the Pokemon. You get to see, like, pretty much like all the Pokemon has to offer. And then you obviously have the Terra Pokemon versions. You have the regular Grass Mask, the Fire Mask, then you have the Water Mask, and then the Fighting Mask, which is down here. Um, and then you also have the lower three. So you have Okidogi, and then you have Monkey Dorian and Pheasantipity. Regular artworks, but still quite nice. Um, and yeah, I think artwork main sets are both very strong. Both featured Pokemon, I would say, are very nice. And then they appeal in new things. They have all the new Pokemon, obviously. But now let's move on to the secret rares. Hold on one second. Okay. Yeah, let's move on to the secret rares now. So we're gonna have a lot of 3D illustrations, obviously, but we have the art rares to go through first. So for Crimson Haze, we're starting with this really nice pincer card by a new artist, Yurihiko Toda, or sorry, Yukishiro Tada. That's my bad. It's kind of hard to read on the card. It's like the zoom up is not very detailed. But the artwork is very nice. It's very simplistic. It gives me kind of like a Toshino Aoki vibe, but a little bit more like thick outlines, I would say. Um, and it's a Gen 1 Pokemon, popular-ish kind of Gen 1 Pokemon, not like the most popular, but not like the least popular. We have the Poltergeist art rare, illustrated by Saboteri, who is a pretty new artist. This one is pretty cute. I like how he's kind of giving the kid like one of his little matcha things. I think those are actually deadly, in like the lore or whatever. So probably not best to give it to a kid, but it's a cute card. I like all the details, all the stacked books and all the calculators and the kid laying on the ground. It's cool. It's cute. Features the Pokemon pretty well. Next, we have the Torkoal sitting in an oven. This one's by Masa. Yeah, they're a new artist. It's their second card. It's a nice card. It's an art rare. Represents the Pokemon pretty well. There's a bunch of like clay pottery. I like the details of that. I like the Torkoal on the bottom there. Very kind of surprising. He's like just chilling in the back. And then we have the one inside of the oven, probably powering it and helping this guy create the pottery, which tells a little story. Always nice to see in an art rare. We have the Infernape by KRGC, another pretty new artist. We're seeing a lot of like brand new artists hop onto the scene with their debut cards, and this card is fantastic. I mean, I know that a lot of people don't like. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are kind of like iffy on these sets, but I feel like there are a lot of cards in the sets that artwork wise are just fantastic. Like this Infernape. Um, Features the entire Pokemon on the card. You get to see both of his hands, you get to see his entire body, his face, you get to see his legs. Not his feet entirely, but that's fine. You get to see the Pokemon on full display. He is taking up the whole card. His fire is swirling and twirling around, and he's got a little good, like he's got a goofy look on his face. Like out of all the art rares here, you can see this one the clearest, and it's like he is in your face. He is in the open, you know. This one is pretty nice too. Fione by Takashi Shiraishi, which is another newer artist. This one features a lot of Wailmer and Wailord. The colors on this one are nice. I kind of like how it looks kind of painting-esque. I like it when artists kind of make them look like paintings, which is always a good thing. Um, I like the theme. I like how there's a bunch of different Pokemon kind of chilling in this card with like the Wailords and the Wailmers, and Fiona is nice and in the center. Not particularly my favorite art rare of all time, but it is a nice one. Then we have this one by Fujimoto Gold, who is another new artist. They worked on the Ghastly from Temporal Forces, I want to say. Um, but this one is nice. It's not like the craziest because it has like a blurred out background, but it does feature Cramorant mainly. You get to see him in focus. In the background, you get to see a little Stuffle, and then a bunch of people playing in the water. I mean, for a Cramorant card, it doesn't really showcase the Pokemon too well. Like, there's just something about it that's just kind of off. Nothing to do with the artwork itself. The artwork itself is perfectly fine, but it's just the vibe doesn't really fit with Cramorant for some reason. Like, I just feel like this doesn't like kind of jive with the personality of the Pokemon. Unlike this Heliolisk by Tonji Matsuno, this card is freaking awesome. I love how they kind of went all in with like the whole like walking on water thing. Um, yeah, I mean like the colors are really nice. It looks very like realistic, but still Pokemon-y, very very Pokemon-y. Um, the Heliolisk in the background is nice, and the Heliolisk in the foreground with an upset face is very cute. It's a really nice art of a Pokemon that's not super well loved. Um, and he definitely deserves it. I mean, come on, like it's Heliolisk. And speaking of Pokemon that deserve an art rare, I would say that Enamorus deserves one because they popped onto the scene in one of the previous sets. We got a V, we got a trainer gallery card of them, but we didn't really ever get to see them in the limelight too much. I feel like Lost Origin kind of came and went, and the Enamorus kind of went with it, and yeah, we get an art rare of Enamorus by a new artist, Goto Minori, working on 3 cards in total. So it's cool that they get an art rare. Um, this card is striking. The colors are really nice. There's a bunch of different shades of pink and red. The white outlines do a good job. The Pokemon is very visible. The white cloud very well contrasts off the background. And you also have like a little bit of some hints of gold, some white a very standout art rare. I would say in terms of color, definitely very pink for sure. And if that's not your thing, that's totally fine. But I quite enjoy it. I think it's just visually distinct. And next, I think this is the last art rare as the Hisuian Growlithe by Ghidorah. Oh no, there's actually a couple more. Sorry. The Hisuian Growlithe by Ghidorah. This is a cute card. I love the lighting. I love the shading on his face. You get to really tell that he's like standing under a tree with the little peaks of light above him. You get to see Perrin's feet. You get to see him standing on top of a rock with some water flowing in the background. The water is detailed. Ghidorah just did a fantastic job with that card. Next we have the Probopass art rare by Karia, and talk about another Pokemon that deserves an art rare. I mean, Probopass has existed since Gen 4, and we've never really gave him the time of day, but this card really does give him the time of day, and I can really appreciate that. I mean, you have the kid dropping off flowers, not thinking that this Pokemon is even alive. You got a runner running with a Bolton, you got people walking with a Bidoof, you got Starly, you got Lotad, and you have a little Larvitar in the background, which I didn't even notice until now. You just have a lot of character with this card. Art rares are one of the best ways of expressing character in any Pokemon card because you just get to have these little stories that honestly are their self-contained little adventures, and that's something that only this artist could do. Like this artist is the only person that could illustrate something like this in this scenario with like these specific Pokemon. Like it's just like it's such an honor to be able to like see these artists like kind of blossom, especially an artist like Korea, who is very recent. They started in Obsidian Flames and they've only got regular art cards before. This is their first art rare, and I think they did a pretty good job. And then next we have this Applin by Katsunori Sato, who actually did get an art rare previously, which is the Metagross in Temporal Forces, which is a nice card. This is their second art rare, so they're kind of a little bit accustomed to it at this point. They have Applin hanging out in the trees. You got 4 Applins in the trees, and then there's also one hiding in a little bucket up below. The color usage on this card is really nice. I like the green leaves, and then the sun, like the sunset in the background with the leaves on the back, all kind of being like closer to the autumn colors. You also have other apple trees. You have a nice little house, and then you have like the I don't know. It's just a cute card overall. I don't have any problems with it at all. I think it's cute. I like it. I wouldn't be upset if I pulled it. That's pretty much all I got to say about it. And then we have the Eevee by Norumi Sato, which is going to be our last art rare. This card is just adorable. I mean, you got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 8 evolutions in here, or 8 Eevees, I guess I should say. But just like it's super cute. They're all doing something different. Not one of them is doing a similar thing at all. I mean, some of them are looking at well, no, because this one is looking at this one. This one is playing with the Hydreigon plush. This one is jumping down from up top. This one is sleeping by a pot. This one is looking wherever he's looking. I don't know. He's looking off in the distance. This one is sleeping, and then this one is like trying to knock over a cup of water. It's like and this one is looking forward. It's like every single thing in this card is doing something different. The atmosphere is very homey. The colors showcase just like this adorable, like cute little slice of life area where it just shows a bunch of Eevees just playing around and having a good time. And I think that's a good reason as to why this card is going to be so sought after. I feel like, not to mention it's a very popular Pokemon in Eevee. Eevee definitely deserves an art rare. I mean, Eevee is one of the most popular Pokemon of all time, so it's definitely going to get one either way. Whether I think it's deserved or not, it's going to get one either way. I think we're briefly going to touch on the secret rares. I think this one is really cool. I like the purple in the background in person. I know that the texture goes crazy on this card. Um, Obviously, being an artwork collector, I'm not really too like well versed in 3D illustrations, and I can't really speak on a lot of them. The Meg Cargo, the texture on these Terrafull arts, they always look really nice. A little bit goofy, but pretty nice. And then the Ancient and Future Pokemon, they always have really nice backgrounds. The texture shines really well. Terra Greninja, I think, is a pretty good standout 3D illustration because it's just like the colors are nice. I like the water mixed with the brown. It's just like It's an interesting color combo. It's not like something that's bad or anything. It's just like it's just interesting. And then Blood Moon Ursa Luna Full Art is a pretty nice card. I like the pose that he's in. He looks pretty menacing with a nice blood red background. Um, Notable trainers, I would say Lana's Assistance is pretty nice. I know I already talked about the regular print, but I just really like this illustration by Atsushi Furusawa. I think the Perrin is pretty noticeable too, by Naoki Saito. Very good artist when it comes to trainers and just illustrations in general. And then we move on to the special illustration rares. We've got the Sinistra. Um, Hold on one second. We have the Sinistra, and then we have the Greninja. Um, this card I know is very divisive. People either love it or hate it. I am firmly in the camp and fully believing in this card. I think that in the future it will command some kind of higher praise. When we see it in person, when we get our hands on it, I'm sure it'll look much nicer in person. This is the first Terra All Art I think that has like incredible amounts of color and there's a lot of stuff going on. So for example, the Garchomp from Paradox Rift does not have a lot going on in it. The Charizard from Obsidian Flames does not have a lot going on in it. Um, and I love Akiragawa. Akiragawa is my favorite artist. But I don't think that the Charizard from Obsidian Flames is better than the Greninja. Like, I love the colors that they use on the Charizard. I love the artwork itself, and I love Akiragawa, but I really think that this card just takes it in terms of colors, in terms of things that are happening in the card. I mean, Greninja's literally sitting down on like a splash of color that's flying everywhere with some shurikens flying all over. It's like for a Terra of alt art, I think this one really is shining in terms of like the amount of things happening and just like the interest I have in this card. It's just like a lot more. I know that's kind of probably going to be a controversial take. Some people might think that I'm just kind of dumb for thinking that. That's totally fine. But I just want to give like a little bit of reasoning as to why I say that I like this card. I mean, I'm gonna love every card because I'm a fan of the artwork in general. But like, I just wanted to kind of justify that because I feel like a lot of people don't like that card, and like I understand it if you don't, but I do. That's it. And then we have Blood Moon Ursaluna Alt Art. Um, Really nice card actually. I love Minami Take's style. It's very simplistic, but it is also like very good at telling stories. Their artwork tells a story here. You've got the Blood Moon Ernest Luna eating, and then you've got a bunch of teddy ursas. You got a munchlax, and you've got some cutie flies flying around. They're eating honey from like this giant pot, and it's like you get to see a little bit of the underground, kind of similar to the Skuntank from Silver Tempest. But I know that people were expecting like a super cool looking alt art for Ursaluna, but I am totally happy with what we got. And then Perrin by Ghidorah. This kind of mixes up with the Growlithe. It shows the Growlithe in a little camera reflection, which is very cute. And you also get the full skyline of all the trees that flash down the light. It's really cool. This is kind of like from the POV that you would be Growlithe, so it's really nice in terms of the POV there. And then you have the Lana's Assistance by Toshino Aoki, who did a fantastic job with this card. I think they were not getting a lot of praise for their previous alt arts, such as the Ice Cube from Obsidian Flames. They stepped it up with this one. They really did. I love the rocks in the background. I love the trees. Uh, Lana looks nice. Very simple style with the core fish and then the Surskits with a nice bridge in the background. It's just a very like simplistic card, very visually pleasing. Um, and then we move into the secret rares for this set. So this set does not have all of the cards revealed for it, which is kind of why I wanted to wait for something like this. Um, but I will be talking about the art rares. So for this set, we have the Diplin, Kira Komiyama, very cute, very fitting. Squovitz in it. You got Diplin and then a person with a mask. You have the Frostlass by Matazo. I know that this card some people actually don't like. But I love this card. I love how realistic it is. I love the colors, the deep colors. It's moonlight, it's white, it's snowy, it's edgy. It's super edgy for a Pokemon card. I mean, like, really, really edgy. I'm surprised they would do something like this because I don't think we've really gotten many art rares that are edgy in this sense and very realistic, like hyper realistic. The muted colors are super nice touch, and Frostlass definitely deserves a card like this. Frostlass it does not get a lot of love at all. We have Wattrel art rare by Mitsuhiro Rita. About time they gave Wattrel something. Wattrel is the poster child bird for Gen 9. Um, and yeah, this card is fantastic. I can't really say much more about it. It's sparking up the area as it flies down, and there's a bunch of other Watchel that are going down for food, most likely. Mitsuhiro knocked it out of the park as they always do, and I can't really say anything else. And then we have the next art rare by Rend, who is at this point, I mean, they're just doing their best, and it's like you can really tell when their cards like when they did the Cutifly from Temporal Forces, I was floored, absolutely impressed. I can't believe it took them this long to actually like commission this illustrator for more than just their illustration contest card. Um, yeah, they did a really good job with this Chimecho, and it's a Pokemon that I don't even like. I don't even like Chimecho, but it's just a nice artwork. It's very detailed. It's very fitting. Then you have the Monkey Dory by T0. This card is fantastic. I don't even like Monkey Dory that much. I don't like the Loyal 3 too much. I like some of them, two of them. I don't really like Monkey Dory, but this illustration, I would be lying if I said it wasn't cool. Like the pink sakura trees with the blossoming flowers as they fall, and then the tree that spirals with the Monkey Dory sitting on top of it. The background is soft. It's energetic. The colors on the outlines are all pink. It's pretty dope. You're getting a lot with this card, and yeah, it's beautiful. It really is. Just the artwork itself is just gorgeous. Next, we have the Pheasantipity, which is by Kichiro Ito. Yeah, I mean, this card is just fantastic. Like, I just love the colors. I love how the clouds bend around the Pokemon. I love how the rock that it goes on top of is completely secluded from the rest of the world. The cliffs on the background make it feel isolated, regal, majestic, the way it bends its neck. And then you have the water below it mixed with like all these nice looking trees and mountain, what's it called? They're like little trees growing out of the mountains. The card is nice. It radiates yellow, and it's just like really gorgeous. Next, we have this card, Yuriko Akase, who worked on the Timber. This artist is actually a manga artist, from what I understand, and I think this is a cute looking Timber card. Like Timber is a Pokemon who has never ever gotten anything similar to this before. So it's nice to see a Pokemon like that get some appreciation. And then that's why I love artworks, because you just get these Pokemon that nobody really likes, give them some appreciation and like, hey, I actually kind of like this Timber and I kind of appreciate this Pokemon a little bit more now. Um, and yeah, this card is just cute. It's got a bunch of workers on it. There's one smiling in the back. The sense of perspective is nice as it stands on top with it going down on the workers below it, because it's kind of got that scaffolding vibe, which is really cool. You have a girder in the back, and you have some nice houses. Very detailed card. And then next we have the Okidoki by Akira Agawa, and man, I mean like there's a reason that they're my favorite artists, man. Like, come on, dude. It's just like the artwork here is fantastic. You get these super thick lines. You get the detailed fur. You have pink outlines on some of the rocks, not all of them, just some of them. As it crashes through, breaking out all that debris. It's like so detailed. It's so thoughtful. It's like I don't know, man. It's just like there's something about it that just really it just activates something in my brain. It's like, man, this is just like pure art. It's just like if you took out the Pokemon, you could just have like some kind of background, and this would literally just be an art piece. You can just like frame this on your wall. I would be okay with that as long as Okidoki's not there, because Okidoki's kind of weird. But like, other than that, like of the Pokemon, the illustration of the Pokemon is fantastic, and Akira Gawa did a fantastic job. We don't know what this art rare is, so there's two missing art rares in the set, I'm pretty sure. Um, and we have the Tatsugiri by Asare. This card is really cute. Tatsugiri is a Pokemon who I love. I love Tatsugiri, and I like Dondozo a little bit, but I love Tatsugiri way more. He's just a cute dragon type. He's like super unique. He's just a little goofy fish. He's got multiple different forms, really unique Pokemon, and yeah, really awesome artwork. Really love all the different ways that the Pokemon are going. I love the expressions on their faces. I love the upside down one. Cute card. And then finally, we have the Chansey by Toshinao Aoki again. So they get another card, which is really cool. This card features Chansey, Blissey, Bellsprout, Psyduck, Ditto, and Snorlax, which is very nice. I like the Pokemon Center. I like how they're just chilling in there. I like how Chansey's trying to drop something. Very simplistic artwork of a Gen 1 Pokemon. Hey, we got two Gen 1 art rares. That's pretty cool. And finally, I would say we can move on to the alt arts because we don't know like any of the full arts in this set. Um, so these are the main point of me creating this video. Hold on one second. Wow, this video is almost 30 minutes long. But yeah, this is like one of the main reasons that I even decided to make this video. It's because these cards are so divisive. People either are okay with them or they absolutely vehemently hate them, and I totally understand. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I personally didn't think that Ogerpon deserved four all arts in this set. I don't think that that really made sense, and it kind of upsets me that they made Ogerpon a more prevalent Pokemon than a Pokemon that deserves an all art like Luxray or heck, even Palafin deserves an all art. Or the Dragapult. Dude, Dragapult deserves an all art too. Like, I don't know, you're kind of stripping away like all art potential from other Pokemon. But at the same time, I understand they kind of had to do the four all arts because if they gave one to the grass form, they had to give one to the other ones, right? But at that point, it's like if you're playing with Ogerpon in your deck, you're probably only gonna use the full arts anyways. So it's like this card, all four of them are illustrated by the same artist, Yano Keiji. They have a couple cards under their belt. I actually quite like the other cards that they did. Let me pull up some of them. So Yano Keiji worked on the Ammonite from 151, which is a card that I like a lot. This just simplistic, just a nice colors overall. And then, excuse me, the Cutie Fly from Crown Zenith. This one also I really like the colors of. It's simplistic, it's nice style. But for these cards specifically, I don't know. They're not bad. They're not bad, but it's kind of similar to the regular EX. My favorite one is definitely the water one. It's very flowy. I like the expression of the water one, and I just like the overall design. It's the same expression from Ogerpon in all four of these cards. They're just upset. They're just mad. Like, uh, I hate to say negative things because I'm not a negative person when it comes to Pokemon artwork, and I really strive to be the best I can be about like not being negative, but sometimes I just have to be, and these cards are just they're not doing it for me from what I see right now. I mean, I'm sure they look fantastic in person. If they do, depending on how good they look, I will reconsider this because I'm sure that the artwork goes hand in hand with the texture of the card. That plays a big part in the artwork itself, but at the same time, I feel like they could have just done a little bit more with Ogerpon. Ogerpon, it would have been super, super cool to see four different alt arts illustrated by different artists. And I know that they've been doing this thing recently where they do multiple cards by the same artist that represent the different sides. And they did that with Temporal Forces, and I was totally okay with it because the artists T-Zero and Nagimiso completely changed up both of the styles for all three of the styles for all three of the cards. So, for example, we have like, okay, let me show you the set list for Temporal Forces. So, firstly, we have all arts, right? So the all arts and temporal forces, we have three all arts by Nagimiso. The Iron Leaves, which is a fantastic artwork of Iron Leaves, really, really, really cool overall. It's just like really awesome. Cool Pokemon. And we have Iron Crown, which is the most expensive card in the entire set for a good reason. The colors on this card are fantastic. The Sakura trees in the background are just really nice. It's like they're on alien planets. It's like, and they're all in completely different locations. Look, this one is in a volcanic area. Represents Iron Boulder pretty well because it's like supposed to be this kind of bulkier Pokemon, and I would associate a bulky, strong Pokemon with a volcano because volcanoes are strong. And then you have the three cards by T-Zero. You have the Gouging Fire in a random forest, completely separate from the Walking Wake, which is literally walking inside of like another forest, but completely different colors. Like you got water, you have flowers blossoming, and I know that it's kind of sound like I'm really upset about this. And to be honest with you, I could be a little bit upset about it, but at the same time, it's not really that big of a deal. I know that for the next set they're going to go all out, and I really respect that, but just man, I would have loved to see. I would have loved to see these artists that they are making giving new cards, these new illustrations to. For example, like I don't even know. You could give like let's see, let's look at the artworks really quickly. So you could give a Mitsuhiro Rita in all art. He only has one or two? I don't know. Let me check. Let me check really quickly. I know this is going to be kind of a long video. It's very rambly. I don't know how many people are interested in me rambling, but yeah, the last all art he did was the Blastoise from 151, which is the like like my favorite card from 151 overall, I would say. Um, but dude, that would be so cool. Give him the Water Ogre Pawn. Why not? Give Rend an all art. He's or sorry, not he's. They're I don't know what gender they are, but they're doing a fantastic job on the Pokemon TCG. Why not give them an all art? Give them the Fire Flame one. Give Keiichiro Ito one. Keiichiro Ito hasn't done any big cards since the Moonbryon, you know. Um, you can give like I don't know, just it would just be nice to switch it up a little bit. I think like Akira Komiyama. It would be cool, you know? We just have like these different artists working on these different cards, but they all represent the same Pokemon. It's like you can have four different styles comprising this one Pokemon, and if you wanted to keep this artist, if you wanted to keep Yano Keiji, I am totally fine with that. Keep it for this one. This is like his best one for sure, and I really like it. Or, you know, like this one. This one's also pretty nice, but like the Cornerstone and Hearthflame are just not doing it for me. I might not like the masks. I don't know. There may be something wrong with me. Um, but that I know that's kind of ranty. I know that's kind of a lot. But what do I think? Sorry, this kind of got derailed. What do I think of Twilight Masquerade? So Twilight Masquerade is going to be a fantastic set. Either way, no matter how I feel about these Ogre Pond cards, and I'll say the rest of the art is revealed, but the main set is going to be fantastic. You've got Alakazam, you've got Evolutions, um, you've got Aggron, you've got Skarmory in Mask of Change, you have Sandslash. Sandslash is a cool Pokemon. Like, it's just like, I don't know, man. These sets are going to be fantastic overall. If you want to just crack a couple booster packs just to look at the artwork, by all means, go ahead. I will not stop you. And I will reinforce that. I will be so happy if you share with me, like, anything about, like, the artwork that you pull, the artwork that you love. I have a Twitter, same handle, should just be Donter Collects. And yeah, that's my thoughts on Twilight Masquerade. Overall, fantastic set. I love every single art. Oh, wait, we didn't even talk about the all art trainers that were literally just revealed recently. We have the Carmine and the Kieran um, all arts. So I'm sorry about this. The Kieran is illustrated by T0. Look at how beautiful this card is. It's so cool. It's like you have Kieran in the middle. The colors are so nice. It's like you have purple, you have like a deep like orange, you have Pikachu masks, you have this ominous looking guy in the background, and then you have like it's just like this really gorgeous illustration by T0. And then you have this and Morikura working on this amazing Carmine. I'm pretty sure they did the Parasol Lady in Paradox Rift, and that's not even a popular trainer. A Carmine is a popular trainer in terms of like newer trainers. This card is gorgeous too. Like it's just the illustration is fantastic. The food that Carmine's holding is really detailed, and it's I kind of laugh at that because like who talks about food when it comes to like artwork, but like I don't know, man, it's just really gorgeous overall. And these trainers are fantastic. They're so good. And guess what? They're done by different artists, thereby just like further improve like reinforcing my point. I don't hate Yano Keiji at all. This is absolutely no hate to them at all. I just it's just what I would have preferred personally for Mask of Change. But these sets are going to be fantastic, and I don't think you should sleep on them. And if the cards are cheap, even better for me, even better for you, you know, you can grab the cards that you love, you can grab the artworks that you love, you can just enjoy this hobby, you can enjoy appreciating what you have. I can appreciate this stack of random Temporal Forces cards that I have right now in my house because I just pulled out this random card that's just like, oh, this is a cool card, and I like the artwork of it. I'm just happy that I get to enjoy it. But yeah, this is a ranty video, super long, 37 minutes long. I think I'm gonna end it here. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment or a like. This is gonna be my longest video on the channel by a little bit, in terms of just like these single uploads that I'm doing. But yeah, just let me know how you feel about it. And I really hope you enjoy the video. And that's it. See ya.